Inspector. Do mind your footing there. The floor is deceptively uneven.
Well, I must say this is a very unusual place to store paperwork, Mr. Holmes.
Yes. It will surprise you to learn that I don't have very high regard for the published accounts of my work. Not wishing to sound uncharitable towards Dr. Watson's commendable efforts, but he does insist upon exaggerating every dramatic instance to the extent where the basic facts, the very essence of my work, are lost to the reader. However, as you well know, you called an early halt to the Ripper notes,
Yes,
if you will.
indeed.
Therefore, you should find they are quite untainted in this respect. Now, let me see. How has the good doctor opted to arrange his creative outpourings?
In date order by the looks of things, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, much he would, I imagine, for one of his, a list of ailments from one of his long-suffering patients, don't you think?
Just a little bit. In case of Ricoletti, this is say, Ricoletti, but cut foot, and the abominable wife. In case of the politician, the lighthouse, and the train corner, I must say, Mr. Holmes, some of these types are fairly hard to swallow.
I told you, Inspector, the doctor does like to make an intrigue out of the smallest of episodes.
Yeah.
However, occasionally a case does come along which requires a delicate touch, and therefore is not from the viewing of the general consumption. If these cases were ever to find their way into the public domain, then Dr. Watson and I would most likely end up penniless, and were maybe worse than that, behind bars.
In adjoining cells, no doubt. Adjoining. Okay. Here. This one's got a raw seal on it.
Ah, yes, the King of Scandinavia is to be precise. And therefore, once again, not for the eyes of a simple commoner.
A simple one.
All right, a common simpleton, if you prefer.
Common.
Ah. Here we are. Here we are. Just the notes I was looking for. Yes. Yes.
You mean, in that packet is the clue to the identity of the man who's been eluding the police all these years?
Not quite, Inspector. Considering that you had this man behind bars for some time.
What are you saying, Mr. Holmes? The police had Jack the Ripper behind bars all along?
I will let you read the notes. On one condition. Will you promise me one thing?
What's that? Which is?
I will tell you that you rid yourself of this terrible idea that Severin Kowalski had anything to do with the killings.
George Chapman? But how did you know?
Because your recent interview in the Parallel Gazette has been widely published, Inspector. And now every so-called expert on the subject clings to your half-baked theories.
Well, I still think he's a good candidate, Mr. Holmes. You see, the whole thing about Chapman is that he was a proven murderer. He was capable of quite horrible aspects of physical violence and abused his wives terribly. Furthermore, he began work as a barber in Whitechapel at the time when the murders began, and he left shortly after they ended. Yeah.
I really told Inspector Godley, did you not, when he arrested Jack the Ripper?
I did indeed. I said, Inspector Godley, this was in 1903 of course, Inspector Godley, I said, you now have your man. You have finally caught Jack the Ripper.
Bold words indeed.
Yeah.
But remember, Chapman later chose to murder his common-law wives with the use of poison. Do you really think that an insatiable, blood-hungry fiend such as the Ripper would suddenly be content to shift his mode of killing to the cold and clinical realm of poisons?
Well, all I can say, Mr. Holmes, a man like that, who saw his wives being tortured in that way, is quite really clearly capable of anything.
Yes. But you do, as far as I'm concerned, he isn't.
There's no use to rule him out completely. Oh, I don't know.
Here, Inspector. Take it. And read it thoroughly, for it may be your only chance.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Sherlock Holmes and the Ultimate Terror, eh? But hey, I'll tell you what, that's quite a title. If I read an account of the Ripper murders, I'd like an Inspector Adeline.
Apologises.
What?
Perhaps when you have finished your perusal, you would be good enough to rejoin in the garden, Inspector.
Yes, quite. I might be some time, though, Mr. Holmes. What we got here now? The facts pertaining to Jack the Ripper case, as written by Dr. John H. Watson. Chapter 1. I well remember the night of the double event, for it was I who discovered the second body. Discovered the second body? The cheeky so-and-so.